Right guys, Gaft is back with the explanation to the penetration magic trick. A lot of you guys have seen this before. There's hopefully a few that haven't. So it does require a couple of gimmicks. You need a magnetic PK ring and you need 2 magnetic pistachio nuts. Now, when I first saw this trick, you can buy this trick on eBay for about £3, but when it arrives, it is 2 very plastic looking pistachios. So I thought, that's never going to fool anyone because they're plastic. So I pulled them all apart. What it is worth doing is buying those 2 pistachios because the magnets that are inside them are really small and really strong. So what I did, I destroyed the 2 plastic ones, cut them open, got the 2 magnets out and made 2 real pistachio magnetic nuts. We all know pistachio nuts come apart easy, so if you're careful, you can split them apart. You can take the nut out, cut the nut down to the size it needs to be that you can hide the magnet in as well, and then super glue everything back together. So these are 2 real pistachios, and inside what you can see is a real pistachio nut. I've just cut it down so I can get the magnet in. But the magnets are pretty strong, they're great for this trick. And a PK ring. Now this isn't my usual PK ring. It was stuck on my finger for ages. I've now removed it, as you can see, but I can't find the bloody thing. So I've got this one which is too small for my finger. It will go over this finger, but I prefer it on my middle finger, but for now this will work. So you've got your ring on, and you're going to start the trick by having one of these pistachios just concealed in the crook of your little fingers, hiding. You could have this in your pocket. You could easily reach into your pocket. I know when we're in lockdown at the minute, but when lockdown's over, you'll go to a lot of like family parties, pubs or whatever, and pistachios are around. They probably won't be anymore, will they, because of touching stuff, but you know what I'm saying. So you're going to show somebody you got a pistachio. You could hand this pistachio out, I'm pretty sure. Unless they're wearing something metal, it looks like a nut to me. There's no real residue of glue. So you're going to show them a nut and you're going to show them a glass. You're going to show them that the glass is solid and you're going to drop this nut inside and rattle it around like this inside the glass. You're then going to take the glass like this with your ring on this finger and you're going to tip out this nut. But I don't know if you can see, as you tip out the nut, it will attract to the magnet on your finger. So it's going to be in the bottom of the glass. You're going to tip it out. It's going to attract to your ring, and as you dump it into this hand, you will just open this hand and show them the nut. To the spectator, you've just slidden this nut out of this glass and it's here now. You're going to slide your hand down the glass, but don't take your hand away from the glass. I know this isn't the best camera angle. So what's going to happen, the nut is going to slide up and down the glass with your ring. You'll place this one on the top, but place it quite close to the edge. And make sure that it doesn't swing around a lot. You don't want the magnetism to, make this nut move. And all you're going to do is slide your hand up. You will steal the one off the top, and the one that was inside attached to your magnet will be underneath. This will be in your hand, which you can easily, because it's attached to your ring, you can be quite free and open with your hand. It's not going to come off. So that's how it works. You're going to have one in the crook of your fingers. Right, let me just show you something with this nut. I'll show you, we've got a solid glass. I'll show you. Don't do that. Make sure that when you slide it down, it is in line with your ring. So we'll do that again. This is little things you're going to work out as you try it. Right, we've got a nut and a glass. I'm going to just slide this nut out. Right, okay. Can't even do it myself. Yeah, what I would say is, that's a little tip for you, is when you're clutching hold of the glass, hold it quite low down to the top of the glass, just so that the nut, when it slides down, it doesn't pick up too much momentum and it's too heavy for the magnet to actually catch it. See, if you've got your hand down the bottom of the glass, it's got the potential that the magnet will not be strong enough to catch it and it will slide out. But if your hand is up the glass like this, it's going to catch it straight away. So there's a little tip for you, but then you can slide your hand down the glass. So we'll do that again. I'm just going to show you something crazy with a nut and a glass. Just put the nut in there, I'm just going to tip it out a minute, place it on the top. Watch the nut. There's another thing, look. This glass has a little ridge on the top here. So when you put this nut on the top, it's stopping it staying on the edge. So that's a little tip for you. You need this nut to be quite close to the edge of the glass, so when you just slide this up, it will take it. So just be aware of when you're using a glass that it's not got a ridge on the bottom, so you can pretty much place your nut right on the edge. You don't want it like that because that's too obvious, but you want it to be quite close. So you're going to have this nut. See, look, this is all do's and don'ts. This is good. This is real life learning. And a glass. We're just going to take the nut, place it on the top, and watch the nut as it penetrates through the glass. Now there will be a little click as this comes up, but in the real world, when there's other sounds going on, that it's easy going to be hidden. No one's ever going to hear that. So there's a few tips, guys. Make sure your hand is to the top of the glass so the nut doesn't get too much momentum. Make sure you've got like a flat glass, a pint glass, so you haven't got a ridge which is going to make that nut want to slide into the middle. And just practice, take your time. Like I say, I prefer this on my middle finger, but for demonstration purposes that'll do. PK rings, £5. The nuts were about £3 off eBay. Real cheap, crap plastic, but it's worth it for the magnets. And some pistachios and a bit of time. So comment, subscribe, like, guys, and come back tomorrow for another card trick. Cheers.